unfortunately, they're first against L5. Our map pick here will go to MVP Black. They will pick Dragon Shire. That Supreme Mixtape will take first pick.
Are we ever going to see Braxis or Warhead in the season?
Nope.
Nope.
Like
Well, it's not banned.
Pretty unlikely.
There's a possibility.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Looking at this, I didn't even, to be honest, to be totally frank with you, Joseph, I looked at the first map, wrote it down on my piece of paper, did not even look at the bands because I just assumed they would be the same. Infernal Shrines at Sky Temple banned. The Infernal Shrines ban goes to Supreme Mixtape, and Black is going to ban Sky Temple. So this leaves Braxis and Warhead Junction available here. So absolutely could see them in this best of 5. So take back everything I said as we go into our first map in this best of 5. Dragonshire. It will be Supreme Mixtape's first ban. We'll see if they decide to remove the Falstad. It has been the trend tonight.
Yeah, it has highly likely going to be Falstad and Zarya first bans coming out from both sides.
The threat of Kyocha Zeratul is always out there as well.
Yep, and Kyocha has been showing just great performances last week, just on Tracer, Tassadar, and lots of different heroes all at the same time.
Dahaka as well, let's not forget. So Kyocha has the biggest hero pool the world has ever seen. He's also been forced to, because we're seeing sometimes these non-bruiser, and to clarify what I mean by bruiser, because a lot of tweets about this, any hero that plays like an assassin, which is somewhat tanky, like Artanis, a Sonya, a Greymane could be clarified as this. Sometimes in this meta, we don't even have that type of hero in there. You have the solo tank. And then Kyocha goes back and plays. He's played Tassadar already. Like, he has such a large hero pool. He basically plays everything. It's crazy to see him on this kind of melee assassin role now as a as his main position. But with the bans that we have here, Supreme Mixtape gets Falstad. Highest prioritized first pick hero in this league. Much more highly prioritized than in the West. We are seeing Falstad win games off of his soaking power, and we'll see if Supreme Mixtape can kind of parlay this into an early or late game advantage. And I think it gives him a big draft advantage here.
Yep, and from last week we saw Varian just slowly climbing up the draft. He was within the second rotations or after the ban or right before the bans, but now he has been climbed up to the first pick slot. His taunt is just so useful and is just having a lot of CC, which this meta is all, like, everything is about this meta. The CCs are everything about this meta, and just Supreme Mixtape taking Ragnaros and Wiz playing on that. Ragnaros has been showing such a great momentum into the game. He was out macroing a few of the stronger teams also.
Definitely true. Camera now faces onto Tist as they hover the Karazim ban here. I'm surprised we're seeing so little of this. We saw it just once in our previous best of 5, but this is what Black is going to hover right now. They're going to strongly consider removing that healer, as already Supreme Mixtape has 2 tanks and a damage. The other thing they could maybe consider is removing Tychus, which we've seen before. Sergeant Hammer seems to be a targeted ban on Dudu, actually, and that's what they're going to do. The thing about Judy is Judy likes to play Rhaegar. We've seen Judy play a lot of Rhaegar, so banning Karazim seems meta in terms of every team, but when you look at Supreme Mixtape specifically, banning the Karazim just feels like a less smart ban. You don't want to ban Dudu's Vala because the Vala doesn't fit the composition anymore. So the Sergeant Hammer ban here, I think, is quite wise, actually.
And talking about the ban cards, Supreme Mixtape had, they should be the one banning out Karazim if they actually... No, they took Malfurion, so never mind.
It's that Malfurion skin, man. He's like, who am I? I'm like, oh.
Like the Masters.
But you could be Samuro if I didn't see the label under you.
Okay, also Tassadar is a good ban. Even if Tassadar was reworked, still very highly prioritized in the Korean region for now.
Yeah, for now. And also that could have unlocked a potential Vala Tassadar composition. It's going to be Dahaka. It's going to be Kyocha's hero this time, though. Not the Tassadar. And Tychus is picked up. So a different type of AD damage. This leaves them some flexibility for their 5th and final pick. And back on the side of Supreme Mixtape, they're probably going to be looking towards that Karazim.
If Scarlet is able to play on that Charism just as well as Hyde or Merryday, that would be the choice definitely, especially against a taunt when you can have the cleansing touch at 16.
I think I said Judy instead of Scarlet earlier. My mistake, referring to
They're
the
friends.
support.
It's okay.
But anyway, yeah. So Tychus with a pretty high win rate, by the way. That's actually pretty nice. That's like 66 right there, pretty much.
Yeah, it's just nowadays there's at least one heavy tank in the front line, but usually two. So it gives a lot more chance for Tychus to build on his stack and also build on his damage as a front line. He's not like super high up there, like similar to Li Ming, I guess, but still always chosen. There's the Charism and there's Li Ming. So I think this is not the most important thing, like not as important as Varian or Falstad, but Tychus and Li Ming, they're always chosen somewhere in the draft, but they're the one that actually makes a lot of difference in the team fights.
Absolutely, and with Tychus and Li Ming together, we've seen that combination be very, very powerful. Supreme Mixtape takes Li Ming, which kind of forces Black down the path into Gul'dan here, so they can have both types of damage at range. The only other choice they really had was Vala, which just doesn't really work in this case with the draft they have. Honestly, both drafts look strong. The lead in globals, I think, goes slightly to Supreme Mixtape, but they both have one. So pretty close drafts. I think it's just going to come down to pure raw skill here on Dragonshire. Map number 1 between MVP Black and Supreme Mixtape here in HGC Korea. Let's jump into the first map. In blue, MVP Black, Sake on Gul'dan, Reset on Tychus, Tist on Varian, Kyocha on Dahaka, Merryday on Valfurion.
And their opponent in red, Supreme Mixtape, Scarlet on Charism, Tutu on Li Ming, Wiz on Ragnaros, Judy on ETC, and No Chat on Falstad.
All right, here we go. I know I always say that, but we always start, so here we go.
You gotta start somewhere.
This is one of my casting habits here at HGC. I feel like I gotta say, here we go. It's just this weird thing. I also say, see you in game right before in game. I'm like, we go in game. So I got these soundboard down.
Kyocha is actually already caught a significant amount of damage. It is actually Wiz going down.
Wiz goes down. No Chat's actually gonna Hearth. And like I said, here we go.
Yes, that was. And Li Ming, that new skin.
That skin is pretty, into it.
I'm liking it.
It's pretty good.
I bought it the day it came out, and ETC is caught rooted. Looks like Judy will have the power slide just out of that. Was a little dangerous too. And Black just ready to stomp down Supreme Mixtape from the beginning of the game.
They certainly are ready for that. They've got strong wave clear here too with Gul'dan, so they can kind of keep all these waves pushed after they get these small advantages. You can see Reset's got decent wave clear as well. Mary did go scouting drone. Giving them a lot of extra information and vision. As Echoed Corruption taken for Gul'dan at level 1, always important to point out. And usually the ETC composition is not the one that's getting bullied and dominated in the early game, and in this case, it looks like MVP Black's mechanics are just too good, and they're going to take that early lead. Important to note that we see Falstad actually building into auto attack damage as well. With this Varian comp against him, it's going to be stronger with Giant Killer later once Varian gets his taunt up. As well, he's going to have a larger health pool, so want to be able to melt through that.
Both teams just soaking up the EXP and just trading the top, and they may actually contest for Dragon Knight here, and Gul'dan is ready to cast right now. There goes Saki, he's ready to channel.
All right, we're going to see Squat bot lane. Looks like we are. Didn't get to see it on camera, but we knew what was going on down there.
And Reset got a little too low, but they have managed to get the Dragon Knight, and it is pushing just by himself. There's nothing that's stopping the Dragon Knight at the moment. So they're soaking a lot of damage, doing so much damage to the towers also.
Okay, big root here onto Judy. And Karzim's very low on mana, so they're not going to be able to stick around very long here. No Chat gets knocked away.
Not flying.
Yeah. Get flying another way, G-Clef. He's sent flying. This is a good position here by Judy to trap Sake behind this wall, getting some extra shots off onto him. But the Dragon Knight has already done its damage. The fact that it was able to do this much in general is already quite a lot. And level 6 right around the corner here for Black, pushing their advantage now into the top turrets. And look, I mean, all it takes is one, control, one positive trade to channel both shrines, grab a Dragon Knight, be efficient with it, you're ahead. And suddenly your opponent's like, oh, we got ETC, we're struggling. Dahaka's so powerful here too because he can simply just sit on a shrine while invulnerable to what I like to call squat it, where you just sit on it and no one can take it from you. Falstead, even though he's global, just can't do that.
Yeah, and Black really making significant ganks where sometimes they don't pick up the kills, but still it forces the opponent to go Hearth back home or use that well, and it looks like hold on to that thought. Molten Core already popped and Tisk getting significantly low.
This is the kind of thing, I like that you just mentioned that, because this is the kind of thing that this theme I'm trying to push forward today. You don't always have to get the kills. You don't always have to get the camp. Sometimes you get Molten Core. Okay, well, that was their camp. We couldn't steal it. We still have the stronger push bot. They're out of ammo on these turrets. And they wasted Molten Core, which means they don't have that available for the next fight where they might need it. They can't use it to defend our next push. It's gone. It's on cooldown. It's long cooldown. Did we get the camp? No. Did anybody die? No. We didn't get any kills. We didn't lose anybody. But they used Molten Core. Big trade, big win for MVP Black.
Yeah, it's all about the macro, especially in the beginning. Before hitting 10, Black really has the favor of going around. They had the right rotations from the beginning. Supreme Mixtape got caught a few times, sometimes even death. And there was only one death, but still made them Hearth back home. Just that's the start of the macro. How if they have to go back home, they cannot just go rotate back and help their teammates. And even the bottom fight when they're doing 3v3, Black was winning the bottom fight too. So from the beginning, and then just created and became this level difference, a full level difference in 5 minutes.
And that full level difference is leading towards heroics. As another channel is here. Supreme Mixtape took their bruiser camp late. They were out of position. They were all there. Trying to rotate down, gets blocked. Wiz with the channel here to the top to actually stop this from happening. Very close call there. Nearly losing another Dragon Knight. As Tist is just going to 1v1 Dudu. And this push continues. Coach is going to retake this, and we're going to see the channel reset once again. And nothing can stop it this time. They're just going to get it. Judy not in position, unfortunately. And this will certainly be level 10 for MVP Black. One kill only, but just constantly winning, constantly threatening the top and bottom lanes.
Yep, and now they're going to the bottom, just going around, taking all these keep walls down. That's all they need to do. They can just go around, keep leveling up, and when they have the higher talent like this, they can come in for gank, try to get the keep.
They have taunt now, so like you said, like Tist is trying. He's like, are you overextending? Are you too far? I'm gonna grab you. You're gonna die. So they have to back off. Again, no kills, but just the threat of taunt alone forces them back. Gives reset the fort, and he still has half health, 48% left on this Dragon Knight. Now going into the mid. So strong what we're seeing here from Black. A great showing so far.
Yeah, this is a very strong push coming out. This can also be said as a little bit of overextension, but still Supreme Mixtape do not have 10. And of course No Chat not having that gust available to push. And actually they're going to go in due to in trouble blown up in a matter of seconds.
Good Horrify there by Sake. And that's all it takes. Good Horrify leads them into that choke point there with the wall. They're going to force another Molten Core to be used here. 10 is reached now for Supreme Mixtape. They could try to make something happen here with the Gust. Doesn't like they're able to do so, though. Or it looks, I think actually just flew top anyways. Sake taking a lot of damage. And actually No Chat's going to chase him down and kill him. Will he die for it, though? Really nice palm, but an even better ignore by MVP Black. They ignore the palm, get him right after. Very well played on both sides, but Black wins out here. And Judy, maybe the next ball gets rooted and will be taken out. And MVP Black, dominating fashion here, coming out of the gates in game one.
I mean, Black is so strong. Well done by. Of course, they lost Sake in that chase at the end, and Falstad made a choice to come back to pick up a kill, but Merryday on the point with that Twilight Dream. I feel like he waited for the right moment to actually silence all of them around him. This is a great player, so he can have that patience to actually use that skill at the right moment.
Tist is going to do a fake invade here. Supreme Mixtape calls him out on the bluff. Not going to back off there. He's trying to get them to back off just for fear that the rest of Black was there, but they had vision in mid and top. Both reset and Kyocha, so not going to happen. Tist goes for the taunt. Meanwhile, Kyocha is caught here and will be forced to burrow. There's no way out of this one.
Actually dodges the smash, so stalling a lot of time actually, making all three of them come to the top. And meanwhile, they actually managed to push pretty far into the bot lane and taking this camp. That was the worst death.
Yeah,
so
no, definitely not. And if Kyocha actually has Brush Stalker up when he responds, which I assume he will, can probably just come right back into the top lane. Won't miss that much EXP. Looks like just missing one wave. And Supreme Mixtape only channels the top out of this. There's a Merc camp pushing bot. Good reaction here by No Chat. Didn't have vision of the rotation up, and just was able to realize, through probably a good call from Wiz, that he needed to back off. The problem is, though, they need to take this bot. If they don't, they're going to lose a Dragon Knight. They do get that, so Supreme Mixtape playing on the back foot here, but making a few smart decisions with a lack of information. There's just nothing they can do about this push, though. All their lanes are pushed so hard, despite the fact that Kyocha died earlier. There's just no way for them to deny this, especially down the talent tier.
I think they could have went in. It was possible, but waiting for the same talent looks like smarter choice, and even gonna pop that Molten Core. This is one of the things we've mentioned so many times. Nocha, that's may not be the most safe path to actually escape.
It was so unlikely that he was going to do that. The Black was like so confused when they saw him, they didn't even try to capitalize on it. Like, Reset was like, wait, what? Are you here right now?
If that variant was a little bit more close to No Chat, he would have been a goner in a second.
He's almost a goner here, as we see a stage dive coming right into the right into that root.
I think that was just to save No Chat from danger. But that's also a heroic basically used for defensive. It's not offensive. They don't have too much, so to say, the skills that initiate the fight other than the Gust and the Stage Dive. Stage Dive was already used, so Gust is basically their only chance to really initiate the fight. And Black, knowing that that's going to come up, well, Stage Dive was used, Gust is the only way. Let's just watch for Falstad coming around. Maybe when it flies around, let's just taunt and just kill it.
They lane swapped here too. They sent Kyocha mid while they went top to force a rotation that Kyocha was one step ahead of, because there's no way that Supreme Mixtape could predict that this sort of thing would happen. So they sent Kyocha mid. He got a wave there, got another wave bot. They have 16 now. They got their Bruiser camp at the identical timing, but can now go ahead and take their Siege Giant cap. Not going to invade this, although Test is going to threaten. Supreme Mixtape again calls them on their bluff. And 16 to 14. I mean, it's in terms of cap control, in favor of no one. It's dead even, but in terms of the lanes being pushed and EXP Black is ahead. And when that next Dragon Knight comes up, this needs to change, or they're just going to simply lose another one. SMT.
Looks like Falstad also Gust falls all the way, flies over, and Kyocha manages to just escape from the so much
and that's
actually wasted on top just now.
Yeah, that's a huge commitment of resources for a gank that failed, which is going to cost them a lot of their keep wall here. In fact, going to cost them at least one cannon tower. With these Siege Giants here, it might be both. As you can see, Sake is just repeatedly throwing spells, the fells, at this second cannon tower. They're going to get both. And that's, I mean, I don't think they're going to be able to get anything more than that, but that's quite significant. That means this keep is open, which means that next time they get a Dragon Knight, if they should, the next Dragon Knight will be channelable in about 5 seconds. They get the next Dragon Knight, they have an open keep. They can just go directly towards. Goja's going to go over here and control this, at least wanted to. It's going to be 2 tops, so he can't get on there.
Yeah, MVP Black just outclassing Supreme Mixtape as they just have so much more experience into playing this game and knowing the battleground, what to do, when, how to distribute, like who to go up, who to go down.
Yeah.
Just focusing and the macroing here looks pretty on top, and Kyocha is in a little bit of danger, but look at this. All 5 of them committed their time to come up, and gank failed.
So they lose EXP. They are going to lose this neutral bruiser camp again. Remember, the keep wall is open, so that's quite significant. Varian in the mid got a lot of extra soak, so double the extra EXP during this moment. The pressure with this cap, they push this wave out so that there's a lot of buffer for this cap. We're going to see a stage dive come in here from Judy. Again, right into the root because this is predicted by Meriday. Judy will survive, but No Chat is not so lucky. And this push is now onto the keep. 13.5 minutes into the game. Gonna force another Molten Core while the Dragon Knight is channeling. MVP Black is walking all over Supreme Mixtape here in this first game.
Exactly what happened. Falstad flew over right into Varian and was taunted and blown up in a second. Yep, and without that gust, they can't really initiate, and stage dive was also used just on that front line. Judy taking a lot of damage, almost taken down.
They get this keep pretty easily. And the Dragon Knight still 65% health, 40 seconds left. They're going to start working on mid. See Mirror Ball taken here for Dudu. He's got a lot of extra poke damage to try to slow this down. Actually, good dodges on that Corruption as well. Did go Echoed Corruption, Sake did. As you can see, already has the stacks. It's repeating, so he just chunked half the team down with one skill. And 20 is fast approaching.
Yep,
really soon here for Black.
Feels like they are just playing for fun, actually. They're not trying super hard to overextend and make some flashy plays. They're just playing as normal, just like they scrim or practice. They're just macroing as they want to, as they have the advantage. They're just taking that advantage, snowballing it the right way. Like cooking, there are just lots of ways to cook a meal. Like there are lots of different ingredients, but this seems to be the right choice that can actually not go wrong.
It's a solid recipe, G-Clef.
Yeah.
We'll see if Judy can turn this fight. Does get palmed here right away, and it's a kill already onto Varian. There's the gust to disengage, but it looks like Ragnaros is going to be the next to fall. Dudu, Kyocha is on top of him. He survives for now. He needs more resets in order to win this fight. No Chat does survive, but this is still a one fight for Black, who is about to hit 20, and with reset on this Odin, they're just going to start pummeling at this keep. With this wave cleared, I believe they will get 20. In fact, there it is. And they're just going to keep using Echoed Corruption here to poke at this keep. No reason to overextend. Just siege it. They have a good comp that allows them to siege.
Yep, even Demonic Circle used right in front of them. That's a big taunt right there. And still Twilight Dream available and taunts. So there's, if Supreme Mixtape actually overextends that even a little bit, they're going to punish them for it.
They have Bolt for Meriday now as well. You can see some flashy Bolt Twilight Dreams. More than likely to just be used for escapes along with his Ice Block, but he can now aggressively try to get roots a lot easier because it's less risky when he has two different ways of escaping the danger, as it were in this case, which is mostly going to be the ETC stuns and the Sulfuric Smash from Ragnaros. This top fort is still up, so this is not a significant push for Black. There's no reason for Supreme Mixtape to be extending here. In fact, and getting caught because they're against 20. We do see that cleanse come out here onto No Chat. Judy is going to go right into the fight. He's immediately taunted.
And even Molten Core popped, and the Haka doesn't seem like he wants to join the fight. He can just pick up that EXP and keep pushing that bottom lane. Supreme Mixtape needs to realize this at the moment. Looks like they are about to realize that their core is going to go down soon. If this Sake does go down from the fight, but still. And Kyocha's Advantage actually joins the fight right now.
All right, Tist comes in, gets the lockdown of the No Chat again, but no kill. And 2 catapults now on the core in the bot lane. Kill just trying to help block Wiz in. It's a 5v4 in SMT's favor, but they don't have 20. And I don't know if they're going to be able to win this fight. Wiz trying to stay alive here, but he goes down. Judy is probably going to be the next to fall. There's a great route here. Predicted, Meriday did, where Scarlet was going to be. There's the kill onto Li Ming. And this is just looking like things are going from bad to worse for Supreme Mixtape, as now they're caught up here. They will probably be wiped, which may end up losing them the game. Scarlet actually tries to get the kill onto Meriday, is silenced and killed. At least No Chat escaped, but for how long? Remember, Catapult's pushing bot, stacking up again. And they're going to get the channel, I believe, before he can actually deny it.
Yep, they're going to get the channel for sure.
There you go.
And this looks like this may be game over for Supreme Mixtape. There's No Chat just trying to survive, just delay the time, even Gush used already. That was a very good taunt from Varian already, just coming down. No